Hello Cougars, this is Dr. Jim Brewer, and I'd like to give a recap of the board meeting on Monday night as far as compensation goes. And with me is Mrs. Duncan, our Director of Business Services, and Monday night was a really big night for us here in Clinton Community School District in regards to compensation for staffers. And I'm going to start out, and I want to give kudos to the Clinton Education Association and the leadership, Dave Fridley and Lori Abbott, as they negotiated a month ago with members of the Board of Education. And we had an agreement created to continue on with the certified staff compensation model with just some slight changes, and the outside of just dates and times changed in the comp model. The biggest change that we had, and I'm going to read it to you, I'll also include it in the staff message. If a current Educator 2+1 does not meet the performance designation, their stipend will decrease in equal intervals as it increases. So a +1 educator gets an increase of a $2,000 or $3,000, depending when they were designated a +1 increase. That goes up $3,000 or $2,000 a year till it caps out at 6 or 9. Okay, so if somebody doesn't meet the designation of a +1 educator, that decrease won't be one lump sum. It won't be 6 and it won't be 9 in one shot. It'll go down 2 or down 3. Depending on when they achieve that. So that really is a big change. I think it's a great change for our staff members. You know, both members of the board and the CEA agreed to that, and I'm proud that we were able to make that. Just like I was proud last year that we added $2,600 to each level on the compensation model. So we're going to continue on with the compensation model. The average increase will probably work out, I'm assuming, to about $1,500. For the average certified staff member, so that is pretty good, I think, for us as a district. And again, really want to thank the Clinton Education Association as they, this is the first time that the increases of $1,500 doesn't exceed CPI, or over the last few years we've doubled sometimes CPI, and this year, you know, the union understood that you know, CPI was a little bit higher, but over the last few years we got it. So that's a really nice give and take that the board and the CEA has had, and it really goes to show the relationships that we have built here amongst each other with that. And so that's the certified staff compensation model. Again, there will be a link to the revised model in the staff message, and right now I'm going to have Mrs. Duncan talk about the support staff increases that were voted on the other night.
Yes, so we were able to use a tool called Forecast 5, which allows us to see what other school districts are paying for each position. And so we use that tool to update all of the hourly wage structures for every single different classification of employee and bring that more in line with what other districts around us are paying. And so this year, every employee, every hourly employee will see a raise of not less than 4.7%. Some people will get more than that because we will be replacing everybody on those updated wage structures. Everyone's going to get a letter of assurance in the next couple of weeks, and that will show exactly what your hourly rate will be for next year. But everybody will get at least 4.7%.
All right, so everybody is going to get at least a 4.7% for support staff or higher, okay, associated with that. And for some, it's going to be significantly even more than that. You know, depending on the classification where they're at. So this really does put us in line with other districts around, and the tool Forecast 5 is a godsend for many of us who have to look at the numbers and where are we at comparatively. So thank you so much, Mrs. Duncan, for the hard work that you've put into that, and I'm sure the support staff are really going to appreciate the extra wages that they're going to be getting here this next year. So again, really want to thank members of the board for approving that administrative recommendation, because I know you fought hard for that, and I really want to thank you for that. The last thing, I want to give a shout out to Tammy Murphy, and Tammy Murphy brought to our attention hourly rate in regards to summer school. And so Murph, thank you. We took a look at the hourly rate. It hasn't been increased in quite some time. It was $23 an hour, I know, since I've been here, and I've been here since 2016. So the board voted on Monday night to increase it from $23 to $25 an hour, so a $2 an hour raise. For summer school educators who are going to be working with our kids over the summer for the fun and exciting things that they do. So thank you, Murph, you know, for helping us look at this model. And I encourage all staff to bring ideas to us. You know, earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, I can remember Mrs. Gander bringing up, personal time for, longevity, for example, and we gave out extra days for personal days. And, it's ideas like that that only make us better and stronger as a district. And, it, again, shows the collaborative nature that we all have here and working together to make it better for all of us. And again, I really want to thank the Board of Education for, going along with the administrative recommendations of the summer school, the support staff, and even the compensation model that we have for certified staff. So overall, it was a really good night for our staff in Clinton on Monday night. And again, thank you, board, and thank you. Go Cougars.